Some people think the internet is a bad thing.
If you go back 500 years, not much happened in a century. Now a lot happens in 6 months. Technology is exponential. It gets faster and faster, and in about 40 years' time, the pace of change is going to be so astonishingly quick that to follow it, you'll have to enhance your own intelligence by merging with the intelligent technology we create.
What will happen when our communication devices become part of our bodies?
Basically, it just means that, any emotion, any thought, any desire, you'll be able to instantly transmit. Basically, it just means that, any emotion and any desire, you'll be able to instantly transmit to one or more people in real time, and they'll be able to basically, feel your thoughts and your desires in real time.
By 2029, machines will try to convince us that they are conscious. They'll claim to be human, and we'll believe them. By 2045, our human-machine civilization will have expanded 1 billionfold. This will be a singularity, a metaphor we borrow from physics for an event horizon that's hard to see beyond.
The machines are not the problem, it's the monkeys behind the machines that need to be addressed.
Are people becoming obsolete? A giant electronic brain is starting cogitating at the University of Pennsylvania. It's made of vacuum tubes like your radio, and it can add up a column of figures a yard long in a second. It's the world's first electronic computer. Right now, it's solving mathematical problems for the U.S. Army, but who knows? Someday a machine like this may check up on your income tax.
National Weather Service in Memphis has issued a warning.
The blueprint for HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
I know miracles is going to happen, but it can happen for you. You don't have to stay sick. You can be healed. You can get healed. I know God will heal you. You don't have to stay broke. God can make a multi-millionaire option. You don't have to stay down. God will get you up now. You don't have to stay sick. God will heal you. And He wants to do it for you right now. But you got to move out by faith. You must order the personal prayer package right now. All right, let's go right back to the miracle prayer line.
Fingertip shopping will be one of the many homemakers' conveniences. This video console will be channeled into the store of her choice. There, a camera will scan a display of wares, which she will select by push button. Another part of this console is a household monitor screen, which maintains a watch on critical areas in the house, swimming pool, or yard. What the wife selects on her console will be paid for by the husband at his counterpart console. All bills and transactions will be carried out electronically. A central bank computer will debit the family's account the amount of purchases and credit the department store, for example, informing the family's home computer at the same time. Father, at the touch of a button, receives an instantaneous printed copy of his budget, the amount of taxes he owes, the payments left on the car, and so forth. All documents and household records are available on the video screen for immediate reference. Also at his disposal is an electronic correspondence machine, or home post office, which allows for instant written communication between individuals anywhere in the world.
I think that maybe 1 hour a year, someone like me comes along and challenges the Judeo-Christian ethic. My main function is to reduce guilt, to reduce fear, and to encourage people to thumb your nose at authority.
That's right.
Now, 1 hour a year I do this.
You might want to ask yourself why the entire culture is utterly saturated with mass media entertainment from all sides, while the educational system in America continues its stupefying downward slide since the U.S. government decided to take over and subsidize the public school system.
We teach the science and art of ecstasy. We teach people how to turn on we often say that we're teaching people how to use their head. The point is that in order to use your head, you have to go out of your mind.
The Patriot Act, Homeland Security, the Military Tribunals Act, and other legislations are all completely and entirely designed to destroy your civil liberties and limit your ability to fight back against what is coming. Currently in the United States, unannounced to most brainwashed Americans, your home can be searched without a warrant, without you being home. You can in turn be arrested with no charges revealed to you, detained indefinitely with no access to a lawyer, and legally tortured, all under the suspicion that you might be a terrorist. That a situation like this would be on the cover of every major newspaper. That is until you realize that the people who are behind this movement are the same people behind the mainstream media.
Bush has gotten away with thousands of murders, and no one is doing anything about it. It's in America, 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 America. Bush misled the nation into a war that has now killed more than 4,000 Americans, maimed another 100,000, and killed 1 million innocent Iraqis. No one, not even the president, is above the law, and hopefully when people learn the facts, things will change.
The last thing the men behind the curtain want is a conscious, informed public capable of critical thinking.
We now know that Bush was telling unsuspecting Americans exactly the opposite of what his own CIA was telling him. Clearly, Bush, along with Cheney, took this nation to war on a lie, and someone has to pay. But the person responsible for the death, the horror, and the suffering is George W. Bush.
President Bush signed a formal agreement that will end the United States as we know it. And he took the step without approval from either the U.S. Congress or the people of the United States.
Everybody will be locked into a monitored control grid where every single action you perform is documented. And if you get out of line, they can just turn off your chip.
And if anybody wants to protest what we do or violate what we want, we just turn off the chip.
Interested today to hear that more than 100 law enforcement officials in Mexico are having microchips implanted in their arms. The chips allow a person to be scanned, sort of like a cereal box at the supermarket checkout.
And about 80 centers around the country have the device that can detect the chip. If hospitals purchase this detection equipment, the system will most likely start to include more and more people in those communities who will want the chips.
There comes a time when the operation of the machine is so odious that you cannot even tacitly participate. You've got to place your bodies on the gears, the wheels, all the mechanism, and you've got to indicate to those who own it and those who run it that unless you are free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
Technology we create.